Yeah, say that again. Classic Radio Roundup.
Say, this is your Classic Radio Roundup. Less than 23 channel stock mic edition.
Well, I'm not on a stock mic because it didn't come with the radio, but it is a 12-channel radio.
And I'm on a 6-channel radio. Realistic TRC 11, otherwise known as the Mini 6.
EICO Sentenel 12, also known as the EICO 712. 6 tubes, 12 channels. This has less tubes in it than the Metrotech Pacer, which has 7.
This thing just has a handful of transistors in it.
I'm trying to figure out how they do this. There's no... It goes right from the crystal right to the final. So, is that the oscillator, doubler, buffer all in one?
Well, like I keep saying, it's probably a dual tube. One section is your oscillator buffer, and the other section is your final.
All right, now where's the doubler come in?
Probably isn't using a doubler. It's probably third overtone crystal. I don't, you know.
It has to have a multiplier because it's an 8 megahertz crystal.
Oh, okay. Well, it's 8 megahertz fundamental. It's about third overtone. That's, you know, that probably brings up to 27.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like it's lacking a staged in my mind, but hey, it works.
Yeah, I've seen radios like that are, you know, single tube transmitter basically.
Yeah, 3 tubes for the receiver, 2 tubes in the modulator, and 1 tube for the final oscillator, multiplier, whatever.
It's the Munch TV or Citizen Band Radio.
But you know what? It needs a little bit of receiver work. It's a little not as sensitive as I like, but man, the thing's got some freaking audio.
Well, again, lack of sensitivity can be traced to, you know, not enough stages and stuff like that. You know, you're not going to get Tram or Browning sensitivity level performance with 6 tubes.
Yeah, I still think it should do better than what it does. It just sort of has that little bit of, you know, not quite as bad as some other radios, but a little bit of that shattered, not quite as clear as it should be sound, like AGC problem or whatever.
Uh-huh.
It's not bad. I've had worse. It's just not quite up to snuff. But the thing has tons of audio. It's unreal.
Yeah, it's a little on the bright side, but it's sort of like punchy.
Well, the receive audio is just the same. It's kind of bright and punchy.
You might be able to fix that then. Look for a leaky cathode bypass cap on your output tube, and put a new one in there.
Yeah, this thing still got paper caps in it. I wanted to make sure it worked before I invested parts into it. Roger?
Yeah, well, most of those caps are probably out of tolerance.
Yeah, but I also didn't want to waste my supply on something that didn't work.
Oh, well, sounds like it's got potential.
It does. It does. The thing, you know, it's actually a good-looking radio. You know, it's got that burnished aluminum face, black trim, nice, one of them, you know, the old-school big square S meters, backlit. Although, now that I got the radio buttoned up, the light is out. It was working when I closed it up, and now that it's closed up, it's not working, so... Go figure. I ain't screwing with it now. I'll screw with it later.
Yeah, my lights are still working. It says channel C.
I'm on channel A. That's where I put the 13, so I knew where it was.
Yeah, I've got most of my channels filled in this thing, although I forget what they all are. I think I got 11 in here, and 21 I think is in here. And 24 or 25 is in here too somewhere, I think.
There's only, I think, 4 channels in this. 12, 13, 14, and I forget what the other one is. Maybe channel 20 or something.
Hey, Roger, right, hold on. Hold out there Wave Dave. I did hear you in there a little bit ago. Didn't want to leave you out of the discussion there.
That's okay. He's in Sandbagger, or he's in your countywide.
Yeah, countywide radio. That's right.
Yeah, you've been putting out some power too.
Yeah, countywide. I'm doing fire chicken power.
Fire chicken power.
Equivalent to that, what that would be.
Yeah, of course, this radio has no meter, so I can't really. No, I can look at the radio meter.
Yeah, for a 12-channel radio, it does have a nice meter in it. My 12-channel 6-tube radio.
Yeah, you got twice as many channels as tubes. Now, did you say the tunable receiver, or is that crystal transmit and receive?
Yeah, tunable receiver, but you could put crystals in. You know, it does have crystal receive capability. But the 13 crystal actually is in there for receive, but it doesn't seem to work.
Well, it's always something.
The tunable receiver works, so that's fine. Oh yeah, this thing's got audio.
So good out here.
EICO Sentinel 12 there, operator.
Ah, yeah, I like it.
What's the switch supposed to be on the back for? Do you know, in that paperwork you have?
Let me check.
It's double secret probation power switch.
It seems like it should be like one of them range gain Dynaboost type switches, you know? Because when you flick it the other way, it softens the receive and it sounds better, but then you key up and it won't transmit.
Maybe it's the PA switch.
No, that's clearly labeled on the front, CBPA switch.
Maybe it's a 100 milliwatt switch.
Ah, maybe. It doesn't seem to put anything out, though.
Well, nothing you can see on your meter, but you still hear it on another radio.
Wait one. Audio. Hello, radio. Yeah, I do. As a matter of fact. As a matter of fact, yes.
Well, maybe it's a low power switch.
It's really low power.
I was listening. I didn't hear you.
Let me try bypassing the amplifier and all. Hey, it ain't even showing nothing on the watt meter, but do you hear me? Hello? It must be super low power. It must be super low power. You know, even 2.5 watts, you know, gives me full scale on my monitor radio. I flip that switch and I give myself 20 over. So it must be really low.
Yeah, I know they used to do 100 milliwatts. A couple of Lafayette's did that. Does that switch look like it's factory, or did somebody add it?
Oh yeah, yeah, it's factory. And then it's, you know, coming off of it, it's got, you know, off of one, you know, it's a double pole, double throw. And there's, you know, I'm just guessing, but let's say there's a 5 watt 100 ohm resistor on one and a 5 watt 1000 ohm resistor on the other. Let's just say, you know, for argument's sake.
So that might be the plate resistor going to the tube. That would certainly, you know, that falls right in line with the 100 milliwatt switch. You know.
Yeah, that very well may be what it is. I could fool around with that, and that could be entertaining. Change some values in there and have like a 1 watt, 3 watt or something. I don't know. There's room for fooling around though.
Well, I remember whenever
Yeah, if you jump out that one resistor, just the lower value of the two, that's probably your high power resistor. You probably get some more power out of that.
Yeah. Yeah, and then, well, I'll switch them out. Jump out the one and put the lower value in the other position. So yeah, I got full juice and cut back.
I want to cut it back a little more though. Make it like 1 watt, and then 3 watts or something.
Well, there seems to be room for fooling around.
I know where the scale is, but I can't remember.
So I take it you're attempting a video gate again tonight?
I am again attempting a video gate on the less than 23 channel stock mic edition.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you can cut it off in like a half an hour or something, and that way you'll get that, and you can start up the next one.
Well, I'm going to throw a little bit of caution to the wind and try to go for an hour one radio and an hour the other radio, because it doesn't seem to have a problem going to an hour. The problem seems to be closer to 2 hours.
Okay, let's do the hour then.
Yeah, I'll do 1 hour one radio, 1 hour the other radio. And the other radio that I will be playing with is the Metrotech Mustang 2, hardwired with a Turner CS1. I couldn't get that handheld M+2 to work. I don't know what the hell's the matter with it. That slider's dead or something. I couldn't get the damn thing to work. So I wired up another mic to it, and I couldn't get any of the damn 4-wire mics to work with it. The thing's electronic switching, but even that wouldn't help me. The only mic I could get to work with it was that Turner CS1.
That's interesting. It must need to open up the audio lead on receive or something.
Well, I got to look at the schematic, and there's super simple switching in there. There's no diodes. There's no relay. They short the speaker to ground, and then feed in the audio to the mic preamp.
Night train, Paoli, Pennsylvania. Night train, Mobile. Night train's breaking in there in the Mobile.
Yeah, and you just stepped all over him. I was waiting for him to finish. Hello, Night Train. You got a grip on this countywide radio?
Oh, yeah, we hear you guys out here. I'm coming from the hospital where Blockbuster is. 10-4.
Yeah, 10-4. I heard a little something about that, but I don't really know what's going on. But I guess you could fill us in later. Let me step to the side. Other station's going to put it up on your mobile antenna. Countywide radio.
Hello, train.
Yeah, I'm coming out of Paoli. Coming on up the pike. I'm going to hit that 252. Sandbagger sounding pretty smooth tonight.
Yeah, me and my 6-channel stock microphone, don't you know? Yeah, well, this is the Classic Radio Roundup Stock Mic Less Than 23 Channel Edition.
Alright. I don't know if I'm prepared. Gosh, I kind of wanted to hit my tram tonight. Maybe I could put the stock mic on 10-4, because I don't remember any recording. No Watergate, right?
Well, we're going to do the stock mic edition for the first hour. Second hour, it'll be something different. That's right. You can get home, get debriefed, do what you got to do.
I'll wait until I come back out of the hole, right?
Yeah, that's what she said last night.
I'll still hear you. I heard Dave, 44 Dave in there. Dave in there, Night Train, I hear you. Good evening, Dave. I'm down around Lancaster Pike, Paoli, 10-4. I'm for Lancaster Pike, Paoli. We heard you in there. We just wanted to let you know, Roger. Roger, I think I heard Sparky in there too. I don't
Yep, and hello, Sparky. I didn't know you were in there. And hello right there again, Night Train doing the job. I'm working this EICO Sentinel 12 channel 6-tube CB radio breaker. Yeah, we figure everybody back in the day didn't have trams and Brownings. There was probably a whole lot more less than 23 channel radios floating around, especially in the late 60s, early 70s. And also, can't overlook these plain Jane radios that ain't necessarily so plain Jane. Countywide radio on the 6-tube transmitter.
Oh yeah, all those people on a low budget, that's what we be running.
Try again. Hello, radio. Evening, Tim.
Hello, Tim.
Actually, it's not.
Hello, Tim.
Tim. That's not Tim?
Oh, hello, Al. You kind of sound like Tim. Classic Radio Roundup, playing with these less than 23 channel radios. EICO 12 channel. Roger on the old Royce. Yeah, it's sometimes fun to play with something that's, you know, not necessarily. We all dreamed of running the Cadillacs, and we can have them now, but, you know, back in the day, that's not what we'd all be running.
Yeah, it's nice to take the 71 Vega out for a spin once in a while.
That's right. What was that, Al? Roger on the pretty old. What's that, Ron?
Is it by the antenna connection, or what side of the radio is it on?
Opposite of the antenna connection. If you're looking at the back of the radio, it's in the top right-hand side, the switch. The only switch that's there.
Alright. The thing I'm coming up with is it could be an AC switch, DC, or a spot, or a CBPA.
Nope, none of those.
How about a switch for crystal and tune?
Nope, not that. I know that one. I know the other ones. It's, I don't know what it is.
Alright, I'll have to get this book up to you, or, you know, what I made a copy of, so you can go over it.
Yeah, it's on the back of the radio, top right-hand side, opposite the antenna connector. There's, you know, it's above the external speaker jack.
Yeah, they don't show the back of the radio now. It's only the top.
10-4.
Hot switch. But then you'd hear that on receive.
Well, I have a spot switch. It says spot right under it, on, off.
Oh, okay. You already got that function.
Yeah, it's on the front of the radio. This switch is on the back. The PACB switch is on the front. The receive, tune, crystal switch is on the front. This particular switch is on the back.
Yeah, I'm sticking with a 100 milliwatt switch.
Why does that affect received audio?
My Comstat does that. When I flip the 100 milliwatt, it ever so slightly changes the receive audio a little bit.
And actually, the receive audio sounds better.
Yeah, it kind of dampens it a little bit. It's hard to describe it. It probably has to do with the fact that your radio is probably like my Comstat. There's no modulation transformer, and the audio final tube plate gets connected directly to the RF final by means of direct connection or through that resistor or whatnot. That may be the reason.
I think there's a modulation transformer in here. Thought there was. No, I guess maybe there isn't.
Yeah.
Wow, I guess that's why they can make them cheaper.
Right, yeah, when you got low power like this, you don't even need a modulation transformer. You can just, go right transformer you need, I guess, would be to drive the speaker. And then it got quiet on Classic Radio Roundup.
That's right. Less than 23 channel edition.
Oh, no. What's going on up that way? Tickle?
Tickle in the mobile.
I copy that, Tickle in the mobile.
How we doing tonight, Sparky?
Good, good. I don't know, can anybody else hear Tickle? Do you hear him, 44?
I hear him on my EICO.
I got a weak copy of him.
I can hear you.
It's working, driver.
Mobile.
What's that, Tickle?
I said I'm just riding around with a little help in this mobile.
I hear you running around in that mobile. I'm working this antique 6-tube, 12-channel EICO CB radio.
10, Roger, on the 6-tuber.
Where you at, Tickle?
Right now, I am Souderton, headed to Hatfield.
Okay, you're headed this way. I hear you.
I don't think I have a radio with any less tubes than this one.
You know what?
This is the minimum amount of tubes I have in any radio. Even the Metro Tech Pacer has 7 tubes. This thing's only got 6 tubes in it.
Oh, I thought you had that one you made out of 1 tube. That was received, though.
Yeah, you'll go for the minimalist approach.
Yeah, that's not a transmitter. That's just a receiver.
I'm thinking of some skip with you guys, I think, or some locals.
Yes, and that one's a good trade. Thank you.
Has this thing got some audio or what there, Ron?
Yes, it does. All right, we'll have to get together shortly to get you that book, okay?
Yeah. There's, I would like to have it just to figure the rest of this thing out. Straighten out the rest of the way. But I got it working pretty good just on, base knowledge and poking around.
Yeah, cool.
My plastic screwdriver and a little bit of knowledge. I'm dangerous. Well, now I understand these tube circuits and I like to have a road map and a schematic, but on something this simple, I can pretty much figure it out without it.
I always like having it, just for reference.
Yeah, well, it would help me a lot further along. Some of it I screwed up some of it and had to refigure it out. Okay, I just started twisting shit and see what it did, as far as crystal oscillator and whatnot. And I screwed up the tracking of the channel tuner, but I got that straightened back out.
Oh, you turned the inductor for the tunable oscillator.
Well, I had to start tuning stuff to see what it did.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's why I'd rather have the road map. But there was only a couple of questions like that. Okay, what does this do? What does that do? And then what really kind of messed me up is from the transmit crystal to the final, there's one slug. That's it.
What has it got after the final? Does it have a Pi network? I imagine it does, right? Load and plate?
Well, yeah. Yeah, it's got a full output Pi network, and that the furthest out capacitor was open.
What's the harmonic content look like on the spectrum analyzer?
This thing is clean. All my tube transmitters, crystal ones that are not synthesized, straight crystal transmitters, they're all clean.
Oh yeah, because you don't have all those mixed products being amplified along and harmonics of them and everything. Simple transmitter like that is usually the cleanest.
Yeah, they're easy to make clean. There's no effort involved.
I just figured out what channels I got in the radio. Here's an irony. I've got 7, 11, 13, 25, 30, and 35. So while this is a 6-channel radio, it goes above 23.
It'll still go above 23 no matter what crystal, depending on crystals. That's kind of cool. Well, yeah, would you have to retune it for, say, 40 or no?
I don't think so. Because once upon a time, Radio Shack sold crystals for 30 and 35, and I think I had a 25 from somewhere else. Back before, the crystal's actually marked 22B, because back before 25 was a legal channel, I had this crystal. But supposedly, by strictest FCC rules, I think they claimed that you couldn't put a channel above 23 in a non-synthesized radio that wasn't manufactured after the new technical standards went into play.
Yeah, so it'd be like saying, taking this EICO and putting it on a channel above 23. You just have to plug in the proper crystal, and then by strict FCC rules at the time, that's a verboten.
Well, yeah, supposedly, from what I remember, if the radio, like if it was a walkie-talkie that was manufactured in 1980 or something, that was manufactured to the newer standards, you could legally do it. But if it was an old 1965 vintage walkie-talkie, supposedly you couldn't, legally. But then, it's one of those things, who the hell's going to know?
Yeah, right. Sort of makes sense. You got one of these crystal radios, you pop a crystal in it once above 23 was legal, who knows the difference?
Yeah, so there it is. my 6-channel radio that goes above 23.
Aren't you glad you don't have 14 in there?
I could put 14 in there. I think I've got a set of 14 crystals somewhere.
I wouldn't want it.
I thought I had 21 in here, but I guess I did. I guess I pulled that out and stuck it in one of the walkie-talkies or something.
They call me the night train, and this is your night train. Well, we rolling. How do you look?
Hello there, train. I hear you.
Yeah, you look pretty good. Just, just don't have mobility. Like, He's going to be a pain, I tell you that. Yeah, it's where the break is that makes, he did stand up. That's good. Laying down is going to be the hardest. Yeah, I think he's going to get started right now. You better apply for something quick. Yeah, they're working on it.
What happened to you, train? You get hurt?
No, Blockbuster did.
Oh, Blockbuster got hurt.
He took a fall and broke his hip.
Oh, that sucks.
That means he's going to be,
Well, I'll have more time to be on the radio, I guess.
Yeah, well, right now he would need help and assistance, you know what I mean? So he might have to go over one of his relatives for a while.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, hip fractures are not real good. They tend to be hard, long to heal and everything.
Well, it's actually his femur. He said hip, but it's his femur. And the bone is broken near the socket, which makes it worse.
Yeah, right. So when it grows back, it could be interfering with the socket and all. Oh, yeah, that's not going to be good.
He might have to go to rehab and everything else. I don't know.
Well, you almost always have to go to rehab, physical therapy, to work that thing back in again.
Yeah, especially with that pin in there now, huh? Yeah. I forgot to tell him, man. I could put the ball down on that pin, I'll do it for you.
You just have to find out the resonant frequency of the pin and transmit that.
That's right. insurance, no job. Oh, my God. Well, definitely working on something, Nathan.
I missed the part of what actually happened.
Come again, countywide.
What actually happened? What actually happened to Blockbuster?
He slipped on the ice and broke his femur. He was out there for about a half hour before anybody found him, man. They rushed him to the hospital, and they put pins in here, and so he's now, you know, he should be getting out on Friday.
10-4, Roger, right on. Yeah, man, that ice. Yeah, and then breaking that, man, femur, man, that one's tough. I busted mine a couple years ago, and it took me this long to get back to normal-ish. I'll never be complete. But yeah, I busted my ass on that ice the other night, knowing that it was icy, taking my time and being careful, and I still fell out and busted my ass. I'm like, man, I can't be doing this anymore.
You guys ever see the road he lives on?
No.
He lives back in the boonies, you know, there's houses everywhere, but how many cars travel that road? It was in the nighttime, it was in his mailbox. Yeah, and if it wasn't for his neighbor to find him, he could have froze. Hey, Night Train. Yeah, Dave. When did that happen, at night? You know, I didn't ask him the time of day, but he did have a neighbor that found him laying there. Yeah, I went down to the mailbox, 10-4. 10-4. Well, to make a long story short, we were just talking about that the other night. I was telling him, because he fell when he was putting fuel oil in his tank that one night. And I told him, every time I go out, I always make sure I have my cell phone with me, just in case something like that happens. Good idea. Yeah, it is actually not a bad idea, because, you know, it's a long little hike between the house and the mailbox. 10-4.
I always try to have my phone on me, but, you know, invariably I'm going to forget. But I did have it on me that day. I ran up in the bucket truck, and the battery died, and I had to call old 05 to rescue me.
Rescue me. I'm lonely.
Hey, man, I'm 40 feet in the air, and the battery's dead.
Yeah, I don't like that one, County Rock.
Well, I was in the bucket, you know. It was not like, you know, I just couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, help me. I've risen up and I can't come down. I just doesn't have one of those coast modes, you know, where it'll go down on its own.
It has one on the ground. It has a release on the ground, a hydraulic release, but there wasn't one up in the bucket. And I'm like, yeah, I'm up, and I can't get down.
You was high. Need a safety rope. I'm sorry to hear about Blockbuster Base. My thoughts and wishes are with him for a speedy recovery. Yeah, it's gonna be a little while, man. You're talking 6 months. Oh yeah, it ain't gonna be easy. I went to the hospital door. I said, Breaker. He said, it's out. This can't be happening. Tickle, you still out there? I heard. I think he said he was in Hatfield. 10-4 evening, Ken. How you doing? Doing okay. It's Bankman. 10-4, 10-4. 10-4. Welcome to Classic Radio Roundup. Where classic radios rule. I didn't get the memo. I got 23 channels, I think, plus. Do you have a radio that's less than 23? probably a stack of them.
We'll just grab one out of the pile and switch to it.
Just give it a try on the fly. 6 tubes, 12 channels. EICO radio.
If I would have got the memo, I might have been able to do it. I was throwing trashy trams up on the bench.
I think we kind of talked about it a little bit last week, but I think Dave and I talked about it on VHF during the week.
10-4. Yeah. I don't know what I got lying around. I got a couple of Amphenols, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, 3 knob radios.
It's funny, this has a lot more than 3 knobs though. It's actually 5 knobs, 2 switches on the front and 1 on the back. 2 more knobs on the back for tuning.
I got 3 knobs and a switch.
And this has one of the Regency type squelches, counterclockwise to squelch.
Oh. That may have been more common back in the old days. It might not have been just a Regency bugaboo.
Regencies and the Metrotechs, now the EICO, they're the radios that I have with backwards squelches. So if you have the squelch where you would think it would be and you don't hear anything, the radio don't work. Don't give up.
That's right.
They were thinking all knobs to the right. Volume all the way up, and whatever you could turn to the right.
Well, in this case, turning the squelch all the way to the right is the right thing to do.
That's why he said all knobs to the right, so you don't squelch everybody out.
Yeah, no squelching anybody.
Was Skeeter on his way home, or was he going out?
I haven't heard Skeeter.
No, he was headed home. 10-4, he said he was going to try and get that Browning on, that's why I broke this one out. Yeah, he was home.
That's what I was going to say. I thought he was at home because he was freaking blowing my ears out.
Must have been before I got in there.
You and I been in here the same amount of time.
I haven't heard Skeeter.
I swear I heard Skeeter. Now I'm going to have to review the gate, but he was in here, yeah, blowing my ears out.
Maybe it was Skeeter. 55.
Maybe that was earlier when I was testing.
I hear somebody keep trying to key and it kind of like makes a squeal, but then that's all they're doing.
Oh, maybe that's Skeeter.
You know, that cheesy little radio of yours you're working really doesn't sound all that bad.
What, the 6 channel?
Yeah, that sounds all right. I mean, it's stockish and all, but there's nothing else wrong with it.
Wow, it actually is working pretty good, considering I can remember the day we bought this thing in 1975.
That's what makes it even better.
My neighbor went down to the Radio Shack in the Plymouth Meeting Mall and laid down a $100 bill and walked out with this radio and a power supply.
6-channel radio. And he still had to buy crystals, right?
I think I put the thing had 11 in it, and I think we were on 11 at the time, so I don't think he had any other crystal in there. I think I might have gave him 1 or 2 just to have a couple alternate channels.
Where'd everybody go?
Everybody's right here. Where did you go?
27115, channel 13 on your AM radio dial. It is Classic Radio Roundup.
Yeah, I took a phone call. That happens as you're traveling along the road.
You're getting debriefed by phone.
This is business.
Advanced debriefing.
Monkey business.
Yeah. Yeah, so what radio is that, Bagger?
This is a realistic TRC-11, otherwise known as the Mini 6.
And what about you, Pete?
EICO Sentinel 12. 12-channel radio, 6 tubes.
Roger. What about you, Sparky?
I'm on a Mark III.
Yeah. I don't think I have one with less than 23 channels anymore.
There we go, slight adjustment.
Didn't you used to have a Regency romper or something? Or maybe that was me.
That was you. Yeah? Yeah, I did have a Lafayette HE20C that had a less channel than 23, but I'm sorry.
Nothing to be sorry about.
It's not available.
I got some over-the-road truckers coming back through again.
OTR.
Wonder if they'd mind switching channels. We're on a classic radio roundup unless they want to listen in, but they keep talking over everyone.
Humpers.
I appreciate it, thank you.
Classic Radio Roundup, Channel 13, where 23 channels and less are more common than anywhere else.
Yeah, most of my radios are 23s.
Yeah, mine too. I only have 140.
I got a bunch of 40s, but most of them are 23.
I have to resurvey here, but I think the only 40 channel radio I got is that 142 GTL. Everything else I got is 23 channels or less.
You know, I got the Cobra 2000, that's 40. The Galaxy's 40. The realistic 451 is 40. The realistic 479, that's 40. I got that Cobra 139 XLR, that's 40. I got that Courier Gladiator, Gladiator, that's a 40. I got a couple others, JC Penney 40, yes, I got a handful of 40s.
Yeah, I got some 40s, but most of my radios stay right on 13, so.
You get away with a one-channel radio.
I guess you could say the Barker and Williamson is 40 channels or more. That'll do all 40 channels.
Yeah, and then some.
Them some?
Chinese food.
Them some? What them some?
I never even heard of EICO radio before. I mean, that's just one of those I never heard of.
I have an EICO kit, man, that's not been completed.
I know EICO used to make ham radios.
I went up to Quakertown to the Radio Shack. Today was their last day. They had nothing but the shelves. They were literally selling the shelves.
Oh, man, you missed it.
I missed it. I got a tip-off. They were selling stuff at the end, just like out of a box.
Yeah, I think I missed that window of opportunity too. That door is closed.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I went to a Radio Shack near where I work, but they're wide open. They're open for business and they're not closing.
Yeah, the Harleysville one is going to stay open.
I wonder if Pottstown's gonna stay open.
Oh, the Harleysville one by the Walmart? 113 and 63, that's staying open?
Yeah, but they said the Limerick one closed already.
Oh yeah, I drove by there last night, looked in, it was a bare shell. But it's nice to know that there'll still be one about.
I mean,
like to have a Radio Shack sign, but not a big channel letter one of the bubble signs.
Very good.
There's a breaker up here. Go ahead, breaker.
Yeah, right back. We're just trying this walkie-talkie out.
I hear you. I hear that walkie-talkie out here on 422 around Army Hammer Boulevard.
And for you mean it's making a trip up to your night train?
You better believe it's making a trip.
How's the modulation sound, okay?
It's kind of muddled and smooth. It sounds like a walkie-talkie. It's fine.
And for well, everybody's running these here small channel radios. This got place for 2 crystals in it, 2 channels in it.
What model walkie-talkie is that?
Cordy,
Who?
C-A-D-R-E.
Wow, never heard of that.
Well, you look it up on the web one time and you see an article on it.
Yeah, I imagine that's going to be a 5-mile walkie-talkie because your signal's just as good as your base radio. I imagine you got it hooked to the outside antenna and everything.
And for you got it hooked to the outside antenna.
Yeah, modulation's not bad. You know, it's not an amplified microphone, obviously, but it sounds good. It sounds real good.
It's the mic that's built in the radio.
You're lucky you got channel 13 in it.
10-4. Well, I had 13 transmit receive crystals from 3-channel Midland I have. So that's where I got the crystal out of.
Yeah, I've only got one set of 13s, and I move them from this radio to one of the walkie-talkies if I need to.
This even got the circuit boards inside the thing plug in.
It's got plug-in circuit boards and a walkie-talkie.
Yeah, they plug in the transmit one and the receive one.
Wow, that makes for interesting servicing, I guess. A good walkie-talkie.
Still in there, operator Ron?
I talked on this before. I talked to Sparky on it a couple times.
I'll tell you what, that thing broke my squelch.
He's doing a good job out here on Route 100 and 422.
Yeah, it's working over here, neighbor. Still in there, Ron? I guess he's not.
Hello out there, night train in the Mobile. This is your Lhasa Apsu base station. Hello there, Lhasa Apsu base station. Did you hear Blockbuster's in the hospital? I heard that for a few minutes there. Is he alright? He's gonna be alright, but he's gonna be down for a while. I heard he broke a bone. I don't know any more details than that. Yeah, he fell on the ice and broke his femur. You know, and it's right near the socket where the hip, joins. So, he's in pretty bad shape. No. The femur, that's the big bone, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's the one with the knuckle. The little socket. There's more than one bone there, Yeah, I don't know. I think the human body got, 300 and some bones? No, I mean right up in that area. I think there's like 2 or something. You're thinking of the ones below it, the tibia and fibia or whatever. Yeah, something like that. They're the ones below the knee.
Yeah, that's the tibia and the fibia. The femur's the big bone.
So the femur is the main one.
That's the big bone. I broke mine 2 years ago. Me and a horse did a somersault, and it didn't come out well.
That's the one that's connected to the leg bone, to the foot bone, to the hip bone. Yeah, so he's going to be down for a while. You know what I mean? He's going to have to do some
That's the biggest bone in your body.
Well, they said tomorrow, but he says he's hard pressed to believe that he's going to make it out of here tomorrow.
Yeah, ain't nobody wants to be in there, that's for sure. I hope he does all right. What more can you say? But I hope he can come out fine.
Yeah, anyhow, he's in Paoli. You can look him up if you want to give him a call.
10-4, I used to know his last name, I just can't think of it, and I don't have it anywhere where I can get to it. If you could text it to me later, maybe.
Tell Roger, Operator Ron got his phone number, 10-4.
10-4.
Yeah, the hospital phone number. It's sitting right in front of him. You know, I mean, he's sitting up in a chair. He don't like the bed. The bed don't do him any good.
10-4. You know, the Pearl. That's where she work at.
This is really.
So I can get the info. But yeah, thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, he sent his regards. He told me to pass the word around. You know, that everybody know what's going on. He's going to be off the radio for a while. Because he's going to need care when he gets home. He may have to go with a relative.
10-4. It can be a few weeks for him to even start wiggling around. But let her get a radio next to his chair somewhere.
I know you're going to really miss it, man. I don't know how they're going to work that out. Maybe, I don't know. I really don't know. That's the wrong bone. If it would have been broken, like, down a little lower, I think it would have been easier. But it's right near the socket.
The hip socket or the knee socket?
The hip socket.
Oh, man. Yeah, why'd he go and do that?
Yeah, he was just going down to the mailbox, and he was blessed that they found him because he was out there on the ground, man, in the cold for about a half hour.
Yeah, 10-4, wow. Those are doing good. Well, if you think of something, let me know, man. I don't know what else to say about that, but I hope he gets well fast.
I'm gonna ask Skeeter to his phone number, 10-4.
10, Roger. Think of something there, Train, and I got an idea here, but see what we can come up with here to help him out.
10, Roger. Alright. Yeah, alright, Skeeter. Appreciate that. I'm going up Train Alley now, man. I'm gonna be signing off. And we want to get on the base station. 10-4.
10, Roger. I'm supposed to be working on the Mark III, but I found the TV a little more interesting.
Great. Go right.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening there, 575.
What's up?
What am I, Chop River? Right there, 575.
Hello, 575 441.
Sounds like the gang's all here. Classic Radio Roundup 27115.
On your AM dial.
That's right.
Most fun with your clothes on.
Evening, 575.
Good evening, right back.
575, how you doing, man?
Okay.
10-4, when you get a chance, we can catch up. 10-4.